Hello, and today we're going to demonstrate how to do a binomial distribution problem using specifically StatCrunch. We are not going to cover the assumptions in this video, just know that the example below is binomial. All right? So, according to recent US surveys, an adult 25 years old or older will hold a bachelor's degree is 23.5%, which I obtained from a quick search. Thank you, Copilot. So, suppose you ask people 25 or older that you meet if they hold a bachelor's degree, right? So you're meeting people at parties or out with friends, and you're asking them this question. Using the binomial distribution, what is the probability that among 10 randomly asked individuals, exactly 4 have a bachelor's degree, right? So what is that probability that exactly 4 have a bachelor's degree, right? Now, I did say that I was going to do this in StatCrunch, so we are going to go over there now. So what I'm going to do is under the Stat tab, there is a calculator, and in that calculator, the second one down is the binomial. So I want to click on that and set up this binomial calculator to help me do this calculation. Now, I am asking 10 people, so the sample size n is 10, but the probability here is not 5%. Remember, it's 23.5%, and so my probability, is that 23.5% represented as a decimal. Now here, the probability of some number being is what I need to change, right? So I'm going to change this to an equal sign. Hold on, I've got a little... to an equal sign, okay? So, and then now I want to change this to 4, all right? So the probability, right, for my variable equaling 4 is going to be the probability that x is exactly 4, the number of people with a bachelor's degree is exactly 4, is this 12.83%, right? So I'm going to take that and I'm going to go ahead and copy it. And what you'll see is here is the binomial distribution. Not really likely to have 7 or 8 with a bachelor's degree. Much more common to have 2 people, less common to have 4 people. Okay, and so you can see this red bar right here is the exactly 4. So now I'm going to switch back over and let's go ahead and, paste that in. So there is the probability, which is 12.83%. All right. Now, part B. Using the probability distribution, what's the probability that among 10 randomly asked people, fewer than 5 have a bachelor's degree? So what's the probability that fewer than 5, right? So fewer than 5 is going to be less than. So it's got to be strictly less than 5. So the probability that the number of people with a bachelor's degree is less than 5 is, now if you look, that means 0 people, 1, 2, 3, 4 people. And so I have this number right here. So it's almost 94%. There's a 94% chance that 0 to 4 people out of the group of 10 have a bachelor's degree. So that's a pretty high number, right? So let's go ahead and paste that in. Now, what if we ask the reverse? Okay, using the binomial distribution, would it be surprising if after asking 10 individuals, more than half have a bachelor's degree? Now, more than means strictly greater than half, which would be 5, right? So I'm going to go ahead over here and I'm going to switch this to the other direction, greater than 5. And now greater than 5 is the 6, 7, 8. See how small that red is? That means there's very little happening over there. So you're going to get less than 1.5% of groups of 10 with 6 or more bachelor's degrees, right? So would it be surprising? Yes, it would be very surprising because only paste that in, or 1.45% of all groups would be expected to have more than half bachelor's degree, which is much less than 5%. Now, we'll talk about the 5%, or if you've had statistics before, you know that that's a common level of significance. But if you haven't, this is something we'll talk about later on in our stats classes. If you learned something from this video, that makes me happy. And please leave a, oops, I got to be able to type. That makes me happy. Please like, subscribe, follow the YouTube channel for more content.